Hey everyone, it's Brennan. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. Today we are going to go through my November TBR. I'm laughing a little bit because I had to film that intro 3 times because I kept saying October. Today is October 31st. I have this super cute skeleton holding a book t-shirt on from Piper and Ivy. And I have these super cute bat and witch hat earrings. They're from an Etsy shop of a girl, I think she lives in Louisville, a fellow Kentucky girl who makes clay earrings, and they're so cute. I've bought a couple of her pieces recently. Her name is, I think it's Corey Branger. I'm sorry if that's not right, but I'll link her Etsy shop below if you're interested. Anyway, let's talk about 2 items. I'm sitting down in this video because I ran a half marathon yesterday and my legs hurt. That was number 1. Number 2 is that it's been a while since I uploaded a video. I apologize if that has affected you in any way whatsoever. It probably has not. Unless you're my dad and you're watching this. My dad asked me if I had quit YouTube because it had been like 3 weeks since I uploaded a video. But today, I'm here. I never really do TBRs anymore, but I think my last TBR video was in February. So now it's November. I just haven't really been doing TBRs because I just kind of read what I want. But I really wanted to do a November TBR because I'm going to participate in this readathon. It's the Big 3 readathon. Rachel from Let Me in the Library, I think it's like her idea, but the roomies from the Roomies Digest are on it. Christine and Monique. And Darian's on it and some other people. I'll link them below. But the Big 3 readathon, it's a zodiac themed readathon based on your sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign. That idea is just so amazing to me and I definitely wanted to participate. Also, it just seems to be such a very relaxed, just here to have a good time readathon. It goes the whole month of November and there are 3 prompts. You know, your sun, moon, and rising. So I'm gonna start and talk about the books that I want to read for that just because I'm really super excited about it. And the prompts are based on zodiac memes, which, I don't know, if you're on the internet in this time period, you see zodiac memes. So I am a Pisces, that's my sun sign, and my moon sign is a Cancer, and my rising sign is a Cancer. So big water sign vibes here. I'll throw the prompts up here because they're really funny. Pisces sun, read a book from someone else's TBR or TBR game. And this is really cool because I was looking at a bingo board that Molly from Mind of Molly has created, and it's a book buying ban bingo board. So you complete each of the prompts before you buy another book. And I just thought that was a really good idea because I need to stop buying books and it sounds fun. I think reading prompts are so fun. So I'm going to use one of hers from that prompt, which I will pop up here. And for this, I am going to do the prompt on here that is a book with a song title. And I'm stretching this a little bit, but I'm going to read Tessa Bailey's Window Shopping. And it doesn't fit perfectly, but when I saw the name of this book, I thought of 50 Cent's Window Shopper song. Yeah, and I'm reading this book too because it is the Sugar and Spice book club pick for November, and because I love Tessa Bailey, I would read this anyway. It's Christmassy. I don't really know what the plot is, but I think it's reverse grumpy sunshine because the guy is usually grumpy and the girl is usually the sunshine, but they're reversed. So I'm super excited to pick up it. It's an adult romance, I'm sure, but I love Tessa Bailey's book. She's just so funny and I just always love her books. Okay, and then for my Cancer moon prompt, it is to read a self-help book. And this is also really funny because self-help books got me back into reading in probably early 2018. I had a long commute to work, so I downloaded Audible and then I just started listening to self-help books. But I love a good self-improvement book and just like nonfiction books that are about topics. So for this, I'm going to read Lifespan by David Sinclair. I think he is a neuroscientist. He's a neuroscientist. Pretty positive, but my husband has read this book and he really likes it. It's about aging and ways to age better and just how not only like we age, but how different things on the earth age. So it's just a book where we're going to learn some stuff. And I do think it talks about like wellness, like living well and aging gracefully, which is good for someone who is on the other half of their 20s. And then for the Cancer Rising prompt, it is to read a book entirely at home. A lot of the memes you see with Cancer, it's like them getting out of plans to do things, or just like generally being homebodies, which I am for sure. And to read a book at home, I'm going to read Jojo Moyes' The Giver of Stars. I actually borrowed this book from my thesis chair, and I'm about to graduate, so I need to go ahead and read it so I can get it back to her. I am like a decent way into this already. I'm 80 pages in. Oh, I didn't think I was that far. I'm 80 pages into this and I'm loving it. I am just so bad at reading physical books. I don't know what it is. I just read ebooks a lot faster. I read audiobooks a lot faster. And really, I don't read a lot at home. So this will be a nice, challenging prompt for me. I do a lot of my reading in between things. So like downtime at work and when I'm walking to class or walking to work. And this book though it's set in Kentucky and it is centered on the Packhorse Library. If you aren't familiar with 1930s American history, the Packhorse Library was the brainchild of Eleanor Roosevelt, and it was part of the was it the Women's Work Project? It has an abbreviation. I obviously am also not an expert in early 1900s American history, but it was during the Depression and they were trying to make more jobs, and they had women in, I don't know if it was only in Kentucky or probably just like rural areas along the Appalachian Mountain Range in general, but they would deliver books to families who had trouble getting into town or who maybe weren't keen on reading anyway, and it was just a project to help develop the community and to provide work. So this is about that. The character in here, she's actually from England, and then she marries a guy from Kentucky who she met in England, and she comes back to Kentucky and she's like, wow, I'm still really unfulfilled. I got married. I thought that would be it for me, but I'm still really unfulfilled. And she starts with the Packhorse Library. And I'm really enjoying this so far. There are some really fun female friendships that are developing, and I like this a lot so far, but I'm just really slow at reading physical books. This readathon has another fun prompt based on your sign, so water, fire, earth, and air. I'm a water sign, and the prompt for the water signs is to make a playlist that goes with your TBR. Like, make a playlist that mimics the vibes of your TBR. But that's really awesome for me as a Pisces because they are known as the more musical sign. Maybe whenever I upload this video, I'll already have my playlist and I'll link it below. Obviously, Window Shopper by 50 Cent is going to be on it. And apparently probably Christmas music and bluegrass. Is that what we're going for? I don't really know songs to pick for the Cancer Rising one, the self-help. Maybe some like motivational Rocky type stuff. Who knows? Those are my ideas I have going on in my head. And now let's touch on some of my current reads that I'm in the middle of. Obviously, I just kind of always have books going on, but this is just the dust jacket. But I am about 70 pages into The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. I've been reading this for Spooktober for my BIPOC prompt. This is good so far. I'm just kind of learning about what's happening, but it's only like a 300-page book. So this group of Native American men in their early 20s, they went on a hunt and they killed an elk. And now, 10 years later, one of them has died, and it's kind of like the spirit of the elk is coming back and haunting them. I'm not really sure where this is going to go, but it definitely has like some pretty gory hunting descriptions. So if that's a thing for you, just know that. But yeah, it's like really unsettling, and it was really making me like delightfully uncomfortable, I will say. Very entertaining. And then the audiobook that I'm listening to right now is For the Wolf by Hannah Witten. This is a fantasy. I'm not sure. It's probably young adult. I'm really bad at telling if something's adult or young adult. But I'm about halfway through this book, and it is following this society, this country, I guess. And they had, okay, let me see if I can get this right. They had some kings that went missing. I don't know if something took them, but there is this wolf that lives beyond this, like, I don't think it's really a wall, but like a forest line. And the second daughter of the royal family essentially has to be sacrificed to the wolf to keep the country safe from, I'm not sure what. They think the wolf is evil. So we're following the second daughter during this time period. There's only a second daughter every so often, and the royal family in this world, they had twins. So they had two daughters, and the younger one is being sent to the wolf. It's like the peace offering from the kingdom. So obviously these sisters are like pretty upset that they're being essentially separated for the rest of their lives. I think it's once they turn 20, so they're like a little bit older. They're not teenagers in this. So we're following our second daughter. She goes by Red. Her name is Redaris, and she gets sent beyond the forest line, the wall. I want to say the wall, but I think that's just like me being a Game of Thrones top person. Anyway, things aren't really what they appear to be, and we're learning what has actually been going on all these centuries. Like, this has been going on for centuries, like probably 500 years. And there's a little bit of a marriage of convenience, which I did not see coming, but has been fun. So there's a little bit of a romance going on, but it is not super heavily romantic yet. So we're following her perspective, and she has some plant foresty type powers. So she had this experience when she was like 16 with the forest, and she has developed these powers that she's having trouble controlling. So that's kind of why she didn't put up much of a fight when her family essentially sacrificed her. Her sister was so mad. Her sister wanted her to like fight for her life, and her sister's ready to fight for her. But Red is like, I have these powers and I feel really dangerous, and I don't really want to be around the people that I love because I'm afraid I might hurt them. So she's learning to harness her forest powers a little bit, which is really cool. But we're also following a viewpoint from her sister, Nevera. So she's like being groomed because she's the next in line to be queen. So she has a betrothal, but she's in love with someone else, and she's fighting really hard to, she knows her sister isn't dead in the forest, so she wants to get her back. And there's a lot of like religious aspects to this story. So this kingdom's main good or like export is religion, because they can provide this sacrifice. So the surrounding kingdoms basically provide them goods because they provide this service that keeps their realm safe. It's really interesting so far. I'm really enjoying it. The wolf is a nice character, and I'm really excited to learn more about the magic system and why, like, the forest is kind of dying and he's trying to keep it alive, and I'm sure Red is going to help him. So really fun so far, really enjoying it. The audiobook is really good too. And the ebook I almost said listening to. The ebook I'm reading right now is In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. I am so compulsively reading this. I guess you could call this dark academia. It's been our buddy read for the Spooktober readathon that I've been co-hosting, and it's set in a college, but it's dual timelines. So it's this group of friends who now have been graduated from college for 10 years, and they're going back to their college reunion. But we know that one of them has died, and I think she died at the end of their 4 years of college. And it is very romantic so far. I'm about a third into this, I think like 27% into this. And there are some love triangles going on. It's a group of like 3 girls and 4 guys. We know one of the guys has been like ostracized, and that one of the girls is dead. And we're following from the perspective of a girl named Jessica, and she is so, I don't even know if I would call her morally gray. She's just kind of, I mean, I want to say unpleasant, but it's not unpleasant for me. She is just very aware of what people think about her, and she wants to be the best at everything, and she wants to be perfect, and she wants people to basically praise her. Like, she has a lot of childhood issues that she has carried into her adult life. We learn about those, and we see her in college kind of grooming herself to be, she's basically molding herself to be whatever she thinks will get her the most attention and make her the most desirable person. And she is super excited to go back to this reunion because she has something planned, I think, or maybe she just wants people to see how successful she is. But this is a thriller. I mean, so like obviously someone died, and we're gonna find out about that, and there's like drama with who's engaged to who in their adult lives and who's married to who. So it's just like a very dramatic dark academia top book so far. And like I said, I'm very compulsively reading it. Out of the 3 books I'm reading right now, it is the one that I want to pick up the most. So I've been enjoying it a lot, and I have it checked out from the library, and I had to wait for like weeks to get this book. So I only have like a week left on my loan, so I need to pick up my pace a little bit. And then some other books that are on my TBR for November. One is ACOWAR, A Court of Wings and Ruin, the third book in Sarah J. Maas's A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I read the first 2 books in October, which I guess I haven't talked about on here yet because you'll see this before you see my wrap up. Anyway, I need to read the 3rd book. This is a fantasy romance, very fae heavy series. If you're in the book universe, then you know about this series, and I feel like I don't need to go into much detail about it, but I definitely want to read ACOWAR in November, if not ACOWAR and A Court of Silver Flames. Akasuf. And I really want to read The Lighthouse Witches. It's a new release. I believe it's out already. I'm not sure. But it's the book club pick for Savannah from Riveting Reads, her Lights Out book club. And it is about this family who moves into a lighthouse. It's like a mom and her 3 daughters. And they move into this lighthouse. And I think 2 of the daughters go missing. And there was like a cave where witches were imprisoned in the past. And then I think once the other daughter that didn't get, I don't know if she got kidnapped, but the daughter that didn't go missing, once she grows up, she gets a phone call from one of her sisters, but it's like she's still the age she was when she went missing. Super mysterious. So that sounds amazing. And then to wrap this up, I just want to read more historical romances. I want to try to read at least 1 historical every month just because I love them and I don't have a very big repertoire arsenal of historical romance recommendations, so I want to read more. And the one that is jumping out at me right now is Anna Harrington's If the Duke Demands. Jessica from Peace Love Books recommends this all the time, and I have it on Kindle. And this is like, I think it's a class difference, and I'm not sure what station the girl is in, but it starts out, I think, like with this masquerade, and she's trying to seduce a duke's younger brother because I think she's kind of trying to marry up a little bit, but she ends up kissing the duke instead. But they realize it, and then I think she starts trying to find him a wife, and then he starts trying to help her get with his brother, but then obviously they fall in love instead. So sounds really good. I've heard really good things about it, like I said, but also I have so many other historicals on my shelf. I'm actually about to film a book haul and I have 6 sitting in front of me, so that's really fun. But thank you for watching my first TBR in a while. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you plan to read in November, and let me know if any of these books are on your radar. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one.